Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This time we're at Woods. As always, check your bag immediately, see what armor you have on. Don't have a helmet or anything. I do have 2 keys, nothing crazy fancy. So from here, gonna run over to the first loot zone. Kind of stay clear of any PvP, which would be over that direction. Indoor snipers. Gonna go ahead and skim forward just a bit to make this a little bit easier on everyone. So if you haven't seen the last 2 videos, what I'm essentially doing is showing the best way to get loot running a scav without dying, going to the low populated areas that still have very good loot. Most of these runs you're going to make anywhere between 200 to 500,000 ruples, sometimes more. The main thing is you want to make sure, one, you get a bag at spawn. If not, you're going to want to go kill a scav or just end the match completely. I generally, if I don't get a bag, I'll just run into a high loot area and try to find dead players, which is generally pretty good. Woods is a little bit harder to find players because the map is so big, but that being said, there's still, well, maybe not as big as I thought. Already getting shot at, not sure where. Maybe it was just ricochet. Anyways, there he is. I probably shouldn't be taking these shots right now because realistically I don't need to fight him. He's not even deck geared. I figured a couple shots in him maybe will keep him away. This is one of the best spots to loot. Unfortunately there's nothing. It was already picked clean, which I kind of expected. But on that table and there you can get scopes, attachments, and just about everything else. Scopes, attachments, silencers. It's pretty useful. That Scav's another good one, fortunately, also looted. But I kind of expected that. Those are pretty big hit areas. I've been in multiple missions where they hadn't been hit, but I'd say a good majority of the time they've already been hit. So at that point I'm just checking, making sure no one's behind me. I don't want to end up be looting and have someone run up on me. Over here to the right, this is a sniper rock. Be very, very careful. Someone can just be sitting there. Normally, if I'm PMC, I will look a little bit harder just to make sure that there isn't someone there. Anyways, up here, there's going to be one gun crate. And then up this way is where the next part of the good loot is. Now, this is sort of risky. And you didn't just see that. This is sort of risky. Simply because there's so many snipers. There's snipers on the right. There can be snipers behind you. At the road, they're all over the place. See, this guy obviously didn't last very long. So I was checking to see if someone will shoot me. No one is. It doesn't really matter. It's a scav, so I figure, well, might as well continue to loot. Now I'm going to go ahead and check this guy, see if he has any goods on him. A little bit better upgrade on the backpack. Now I got some ears. A little bit of meds. Not bad, not bad. Now, I generally try to switch out the rig. Sometimes I'm in a rush and I won't. This case I do. But got enough meds that if I get in a fight outside of a light bleed, I should be good. Crap rounds, just PS. So here I'm going to continue. Now there is that other building up there where Violet spawns. I generally don't recommend going there. There's just so many people go there. Now over here you can get Ickelnick, BS ammo, BT 995. Most of the time it's crap, but every now and again you get lucky. So that's a good way to tell if a magazine is full. Just scroll over each mag with ammo of that type, and it'll tell you if it's full. Really convenient. Instead of having to check each individual mag. Here, check for card spawn, which will be on this table in front of me. There wasn't when I came in. Duffel bag. You have the drawers here again. You can search the drawers. It's just I don't normally like to be in here too long. Just because people will check card spawn and that's decent loot. And that microwave behind me that you just saw me looking in, you can get condensed milk, any type of food or liquid can spawn there. Now at this point I'm going to try to stay out of sniper's view, which means I'll be hanging to the right for a bit. And it's not a bad idea to stop every, I'd say, 30-40 feet, kind of like what I'm doing. Listening. You can even go to a complete stop if you need. Listen, see if you hear any bushes or, crackling of any sorts to insinuate that there's a player near you. Now here, one good thing you should always check is there's a key that can spawn in that. Pretty good. Also there's food and whatnot. In this case, Vodka bar. Very, very good. It wouldn't be a scav mission if it wasn't drinking at least one bottle. Plus, some of the food and liquids can actually give you a buff. I want to say Coke is one of them. So, not a bad idea. So in here is the spot that I'm talking about. There is a ton of loot and a lot of meds here. Once again, kind of like on customs, there is a enormous amount of chance of getting morphine, and you can get Slaywas as well. I find morphine more normal here than Slaywas, but still really, really, really good. We get a blood set. Thought I saw something. Some Tashanka. There is a lot of food here too. I mainly look at this area for food and or meds. Meds being priority, food being secondary. Check that rack, make sure there's nothing there. Here's your first food pack. I believe this one was food storage. So I got some peas. Nothing crazy value really. Pineapple sells, I want to say 10k. I try to make it where every item that I have is selling for at least 10k per slot. That's a 2-slotter with 10k, so it's 5k per slot. Not really worth picking up. So here we go, just gonna grab some meds. I know there's H2O in there, and I probably should get it, because I think that's 10k. That horse I should toss here. I ended up throwing away the fiber, which is also pretty bad. I think that's like 9k. So here we're gonna wrap over here and get some other loot. Now, I'm pretty sure something can spawn in this, but I haven't found anything yet. I was hoping it's kind of like on customs, and okay, we just won't talk about that. Apparently you can get stuck right there. Alright, so over here there's just a few more items to get before we go up to where the weapon chance spawn. There's a water. I don't think it's really worth grabbing. Jesus Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. Okay, we won't talk about that. I think he just spawned. Not sure, but I feel like he just spawned. So in here, once again, checking meds, nothing. Maybe it was looted? I don't know, it's kind of weird. In here, no one really checks. At the very end, you can get generally some sort of painkiller. In this case, it is just the pills. I've gotten morphine on here numerous amount of times and some other stimulants. So it's easy check. No, we got a weapon box here. Hopefully get something good. Nope. Now, attachments are always hard, because some attachments will skyrocket in the beginning, mainly because of mechanic quest. If you know these, then by all means, grab the parts. Maybe that part was worth more than I thought it was. Generally, I think that's a tool one. I'm not positive, but I think that's a tool. It could be food, but I thought it was tools. There was nothing in it, so it makes me think someone looted. So nothing here, someone probably looted this as well. So at this point I'm thinking most of this is looted. It's almost always an IFAK that spawns there. It's crazy. I've gotten an IFAK probably just about every time I've ran this. In fact, I don't know if there's one that I haven't gotten an IFAK. Now, this is a good one as well when you're doing your cigarette crest. Bad habits, I think is what it's called. Because there's so many cigarettes. I'm going to eat one Tashanka. Keep that, obviously, if you're on that quest line. Or haven't did that quest. Here, more meds. You got Grizzly right there. CMS kit. Double check the duffel bag. Or med bag, rather. Sorry. This is interesting. So someone was definitely here, and they left loot on the ground. Sort of concerns me, but it's whatever. Now, I think the rest of that's junk. It's hard to tell. It's in a bit of a pile. So I looted all that, looted that, looted that. Okay, so next part, we're going to go up. I may have missed one or two things in here because I'm trying to do this sort of quick. You don't really have... I'm actually shocked that there's anything there because most of the time you don't have any competition in this area. Most people, I don't think, realize how good the spawn is. So they just don't even check, or maybe it's just because it's kind of open. They don't want to go out there and get destroyed. So unfortunately this has bad ammo as well. That bed back there always has a good chance of getting a condensed milk. The Scav once again. I'm pretty sure that's the same Scav. Search this last gun crate. You can get bullets up here as well. BS ammo, Ekelnick. Some very decent. BS and BT are most common. But, I mean, 30 rounds of BS could be pretty wicked. BT's good as well, so it's not bad. So, at this point, I'm going to double check one last place. This part, I don't necessarily think it's worth going to, only because it is pretty risky. You have a duffel bag and a gun crate. I could have sworn there's a stash here. Maybe it is, and I just missed it. You also have to crawl to get over there or run back around. Snipers, if they're in this area, you're dead. I mean, you're literally a sitting duck. So, we're going to run out. And we are on our way to extract. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here, because this pretty much wraps up the video. I'll show you guys the end result. There's really nothing else I loot from here on. So, skipping now. So I might have thought this was my extract. I forgot you need to have another player with you, another PMC player. Not very smart because now I got to run all the way around. So I'm just trying to stay away from road for the most part. Up here I'm just going to run in here for protection. Ran out of stamina. Looks like everything's clear. It's weird, I keep hearing something. I'm super paranoid, I swear, half the time when I play this game. They say it's a shooter, it's more like a horror game. Because you're constantly, like, hearing noises that don't exist necessarily. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I swear I always hear something. And half the time it's nothing. I mean, the other half the time it is something, so it keeps me more paranoid. Alright, well, screw it. You just need to get to extract. So, another thing I'll show you, a quick thing, in fact I'll just tell you, the best thing to do to heal at the end of a raid for PMC, once again I kind of messed it up. So, when you're PMC, instead of paying to heal up, do yourself a favor, get a grizzly. They're pretty cheap on the auction house, and you can heal multiple times for the price of a grizzly. Catch it during certain times, it's 20 to 25k, sometimes cheaper. Now, the other thing with that is there is a trade up for grizzlies as well. I would do the trade up, normally it's cheaper. Look at both prices, but a lot of times it is definitely worth the trade up. Anyways, gonna go ahead and give you guys the total here in a second. As soon as this loads out, look down below or comment down below and subscribe if you're still here. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a game. It will probably be a Steam game. It'll just be a code that I'll give to one of the people that have commented below. If you enjoyed this video or obtained anything, please leave me a like. It actually helps out a lot for me. And thank you all for staying tuned. Have a great day.